Good evening and welcome to TV47 Prime tonight. Kenyan police officers return home after completing their mission in Haiti, and the government also issued a fresh update on school computation funding, and a new report raises concern that nearly half of AI-generated answers may be inaccurate. Stay with us for this and stories. For this and more stories, my name is Peter Kamau, and our sign language interpreter is Catherine Simaloi. A formal complaint lodged by the outgoing chairperson of the National Cohesion and Integration Commission now threatens to engulf the leadership of a key parliamentary oversight committee following allegations of bribery and misconduct tabled on the floor of the National Assembly. The complaint directly targets Bumula Jack Wamboka, accusing him of misconduct in the handling of parliamentary proceedings, including alleged for inducement.
A bribery storm is brewing in Parliament after a formal complaint by the National Cohesion and Integration Commission exposed alleged misconduct within a powerful House committee. The claims, now officially acknowledged by the Deputy Speaker, place the leadership of a key oversight committee under intense scrutiny. The complaint directly targets the committee chairperson Jack Wamboka, MP Bumula constituency, accusing him of misconduct in the handling of official parliamentary proceedings.
In order to safeguard public trust in the work of the Public Investments Committee or Governance and Education during the pendency of the inquiry, I'm further persuaded to suspend the Honorable Jack Wamboka, MP, from chairing the Public Investments Committee on Governance and Education.
The complaint, formally submitted by Dr. Samuel Kobia, the outgoing NCIC Commission chairman, was addressed to the Speaker of the National Assembly in a letter dated July 23, 2025. It details a pattern of hostility and intimidation against NCIC officers during a committee session examining Auditor General reports on public investments for the year 2021-2022 and 2023-2024 financial years. Most critically, the Commission says it has credible information that the chairperson demanded bribes as a condition for granting audience or favorable consideration.
And as the Honorable Speaker has rightly held during this 13th Parliament, any allegation of corrupt practice, bribery or attempted bribery is a stain on the privilege of the institution of Parliament, which calls for expeditious investigation and action.
Despite the gravity of the allegations, the complaint reportedly went unaddressed for 9 months after it was first submitted to the Speaker in July 2025. The matter only resurfaced after a follow-up by Homa Bay Town MP George Peter Kaluma in April 2026, prompting its formal notification in the House. The allegations, if proven, will violate key legal frameworks including Chapter 6 of the Constitution on Leadership and Integrity, as well as the Public Office Ethics Act and the newly enacted Conflict of Interest Act.
Do not condemn all the members of that committee because the allegations are not against the entire committee. They are not against any other member of the committee other than the chairperson.
There are growing calls for a thorough and independent investigation into the conduct of the committee chairperson, protection of public officers appearing before parliamentary committees, and strict adherence to integrity and accountability standards within the House. The Deputy Speaker has since invited responses from members of the affected committee, setting a stage for what could become a major integrity test for Parliament. Faith Wangari, TV47.
12 protesters who were arrested on Tuesday during demonstrations against the increase in fuel prices in Nairobi have been released on bail of 3,000 shillings each, while another 43 arrested in Machakos remain in custody as the government continues to maintain a tough stance against the protest. Take a look.
12 protesters arrested during Tuesday's demonstrations against the fuel price hike in Nairobi have been released on a cash bail of 3,000 shillings each. Court documents show they were charged with willfully obstructing the free passage of a public street, with 2 of those released alleged to be minors. The case will be mentioned on May the 7th, 2026.
On the 21st day of April 2026, which is yesterday, attacker in the area along Moi Avenue, in Nairobi CBD, you willfully obstructed the free passage of members of public by gathering in crowds and therefore occasioning inconvenience to members of public and road users.
In Machakos, 43 protesters arrested during similar demonstrations will remain in police custody for 2 working days and are expected back in court on Monday, April the 27th. Among those detained are 23 students from Machakos University and other local colleges, as well as 3 minors whom Chief Magistrate James Obura ordered to be held separately in remand homes. The protests also left 7 police officers nursing minor injuries in Machakos town. The government has maintained a hardline
Sundays at 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza hii simu yako.
Hamna pesa. I need 3 G's to make my nails today.
Sasa hivi natuhusu aje?
Can I order now? Do you ship? Can I get blinking ones?
Mimi nilikuwa na trade. Nimewekelea kitele yangu. Kitele yangu na trade. Nikikunyuma.
Oh my God. He left me. Nitumie ni line.
Uko nje kuna wifi.
Why? Hi-Fi?
Wait, so what do we call this dish again?
I have no idea.
The cucumbers are there specifically for my beauty routine.
Tamulini kero make a beauty product.
Na ameenda.
Tunafaa tukuwe na logo yetu. Like, si ni brand already.
We won't entertain divas. No. I'm not dealing with a man child.
Amazing. Nishapenda hii energy.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Saturdays 8 a.m.
Hello everybody! Welcome to Engine, where we ask the coolest questions in science! Let's go! Is yogurt really just rotten milk? Why do humans need sharks to survive? How did a 12-year-old boy from Africa invent modern vanilla farming? How do you deliver medicine to a chimpanzee? Can poop be useful? How can you save the planet by reducing air pollution? To help us answer these questions, we are inviting some wonderful guests from the world of science. They will enlighten you, make you hungry for knowledge, oxygenate your brain, and make your ideas flow. Let's go!
And Jen, Saturdays 8 a.m. on TV47. Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
My father used to tell me that our hotel is the home for travelers. I guess I forgot that. Recently, it's been more of a mirror of my own ambition. Ooh, yeah. We might fail. We will probably fail, but not for a lack of trying. So for the last time and the first time, welcome to Connect In. the best experience in Eastern Central Africa and its environs.
Saturday at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Thursdays, 10:30 p.m.
Hey you, did you know that 77% of the population in Africa is under the age of 35? You are a 77%!
I was hoping to be one of the youngest female contenders in Uganda's history.
And you will not imagine this.
Africa is the youngest continent in the world.
Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Oh, he's changed his mind.
We're already having comments coming in. We have got your back.
Because the debate is always going to be heated.
The 77%. Thursdays, 10:30 p.m. on TV47.
I just want to be in the zone.
Nairobi, where the hustle never sleeps and neither do the scammers.
On Link Up, we are talking about something that's affecting all of us. We are talking trust.
We're diving into the campus life.
I just want to be in the zone.
Stay fresh, stay safe,
stay linked up.
Azam TV, your favorite pay TV, just got even better. Effective 1st March 2026, we have added 5 amazing new TV channels to keep you entertained day and night. AMC Movies and Nolly Africa for the best of Nollywood movies and series. Music Box Hits and Music Box Dance for non-stop music hits and dance. And Manchester United TV for football fans. More movies, more music, more sports. All in one place.
Skia, ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Yummy na flow kama maji juu ni tamu kama sali. Ni juicy. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi, usijali my bro, ibu kama nataka juicy juni.
Welcome back. We do apologize for that technical hitch. Moving on, the National Police Service on Tuesday night received with fanfare its 4th contingent of officers returning from deployment in Haiti under the Multinational Security Support Mission. A total of 150 officers arrived at JKIA following their successful mission in the Caribbean nation. And as Samira Mohammed now reports, their return underscores Kenya's ongoing commitment to international peacekeeping and security support missions, with their deployment credited with enhancing safety in Haiti, enabling humanitarian operations and building institutional capacity within the Haitian security forces. Take a look.
The scenes at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport Tuesday night. This is not merely a homecoming, but a profound expression of national unity and respect. As vibrant chorus of joyous songs and heartfelt cheers fills the air, welcoming home these gallant men and women whose dedication and bravery have brought pride to the nation. The joyous celebrations reflecting the deep appreciation for the sacrifices made by these heroes who carried Kenya's flag with honor on foreign soil. And as the cheers and songs continue well into the evening, the spirit of gratitude and hope fills the air, marking this moment as a memorable chapter in Kenya's proud history of maintaining law and order. As the officers disembarked, led by the Deputy Inspector General of Administration Police, Gilbert Masengeli, their faces glowing with a mix of exhaustion and triumph, they are met with warm embraces, hearty handshakes and tears of joy. The leaders praised the returning team for their integrity, professionalism and commitment to human rights standards throughout their service.
You have been out there in a foreign land on a mission to ensure that the people of Haiti, for once, they enjoy peace. We want to appreciate you people, we want to appreciate you officers for a good, well done job.
Officers, welcome back home. This is the Kenya you left, and you are most welcome back. I want to assure you that we will take care of you and we will assist you where necessary. Allow me to thank you in a very special way for the good work and dedication you've done in the foreign country, ensuring our brothers in Haiti are well.
Honoring the gallant officers, the Deputy National Security Advisor, Joseph Boynet, commended the 150 officers for their service, saying they had undertaken the mission with professionalism, integrity, loyalty to Kenya in service to Haiti.
We went to Haiti, discharged our responsibilities as instructed by the commanders of the NPS under the Inspector General, acquitted ourselves wonderfully well against the sayings of many naysayers, and here we are coming home with our heads held high.
3 officers, Kennedy Nzuve, Constable Samuel Ntompoi and Benedict Kabiru, who lost their lives during the mission to suppress the Haitian gangs, were also celebrated posthumously as heroes.
I would wish that we take a minute of silence in the remembrance of the 3 officers that we lost in the mission. Let's go down.
Before the officers were deployed to Haiti in efforts to suppress criminal gangs that were almost overrunning Haitia's capital, Port-au-Prince, there were resistance and fears among many. Fears that were watered down by the Kenyan troops in the Caribbean nation after their successful mission in restoring freedom of movement, the reopening of key road networks, and significant progress in training the Haitian police.
You will all recall that when we embarked on this exercise, many people imagined that it was going to be mission impossible, and they said all manner of frightening things. And here we are.
Samira Mohammed for TV47, Nairobi.
Thank you, Samira. Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale says a sweeping crackdown on fraud within Kenya's healthcare system, powered by a new artificial intelligence monitoring platform, is ongoing. Duale says that as of now, fraud levels in the SHA system are below 6%. Sheila Chelengat reports.
Appearing before the Senate plenary, Health CS Aden Duale said the fight against fraudulent activities in the Social Health Authority healthcare system has intensified, with the ministry now using an AI-driven monitoring system that has so far flagged and locked out 22 doctors and 40 clinicians implicated in fraud.
We found a patient who has gone to hospital 5 times in one day. The system picked. In the morning, he was there, he said he had an ear problem. In the evening, at midday, he said he had a stomach problem. And these patients, so the collusion of fraud is between, some of them are patients, health facilities, and healthcare workers.
Among the most startling cases uncovered, Duale said, is that of individuals fraudulently registering multiple dependents on the SHA portal.
We have found men who claim to have over between 50 and 70 spouses as dependents. So what is going on in Kenya in terms of fraud? This is what used to happen in NHIF.
And in perhaps the most extreme example, the system identified a beneficiary claiming to have 375 children under their cover.
Even from that, I don't think whether there is somebody who has a dependence of 372 children. And that person is from Kwale, and the DCI is investigating.
Mandera, Wajir, Kisii, Migori and Homa Bay counties have been flagged as the epicenters of fraud in the health sector. According to Duale, the fraud level has now dropped to below 6% compared to 26% when he joined the ministry last year. At the same time, Duale defended the Social Health Authority, noting that all leaders, both current and former, are registered members, including those who have publicly criticized the system.
We cover former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka and his spouse. And I'll continue and continue. So SHA is working.
As of last night, 30.6 million Kenyans had registered with the Social Health Authority. Sheila Chelangat for TV47.
After prolonged disputes over the effectiveness of the Social Health Authority SHA insurance scheme for teachers, members of both NAT and KUPPET are now set to benefit from improved services. This follows the signing of an agreement aimed at streamlining and enhancing the quality of healthcare services offered under the scheme, which has for some time faced criticism over inefficiency. And as Quinto Wafula reports, today's resolution will see one beneficiary fly overseas for treatment covered by the Social Health Care Insurance. Take a look.
Just 5 months after transitioning from the Minet insurance scheme to Social Health Authority SHA, teachers across the country have raised concerns over poor service delivery, despite earlier assurances of improved healthcare coverage.
Social Health Authority have told us that that one was an overstatement, and the teachers, whenever they go, they cannot pay for MRI. Those ones are included in both SIF and SHA.
Top officials from the authority, the Teacher Service Commission TSC, the Kenya National Union of Teachers NAT, and the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers KUPPET convened today in Mombasa in a high-level meeting aimed at finding a lasting solution and sealing existing gaps that teachers have long decried.
We have demanded for a list that comprises of the 85% payment for service providers. This must be rolled out, and we want to know the service providers that have been cheating.
Among the key resolutions reached include a settlement of 160 pending last expense benefit claims already received, with payment expected by April 29th, guarantee of medical services within applicable limits without co-payment requirements, coverage for specialist treatment including in vitro fertilization, with Nairobi West Hospital expected to provide the service, provision for overseas treatment in selected facilities in Turkey, India and Saudi Arabia, operationalization of National Joint Steering Committee including TSC, SHA, KUPPET, NAT and SIGNET, activation of county joint committees to meet quarterly and address emerging challenges, training and sensitization of teachers on the benefits available under SHA.
The first patients who cannot get service or treatment in the country will be flying to India tonight. That one is a success story.
We clarify that the Group Life Cover and the Work Injury Benefits Act (WIBA) provisions are not administered under the Social Health Authority. The Teacher Service Commission is actively pursuing a separate budgetary allocation to cover these provisions for teachers.
The bottom line is no teacher, no policeman, no civil servant should be charged a co-payment.
Leaders of the teachers' union have welcomed the agreement, but warned that failure to implement the resolutions will see them proceed with plans to organize a nationwide industrial action until the government takes a decisive action.
Our duty as a union is to have due diligence and follow-up, that these matters are met as agreed. And I want to promise our teachers that we shall never sleep until this is actualized.
Quinto Wafula, TV47, Mombasa.
In other news, the government has disbursed 23.4 billion shillings to support public schools nationwide ahead of the second term, which is scheduled to kick off next week. The Principal Secretary for Basic Education confirmed that the capitation funds will hit school bank accounts by this Friday. This financial injection aims to eliminate budgetary hurdles and ensure a seamless transition back to the classroom. School heads have been urged to exercise strict financial prudence to ensure that every student returning from the April break benefits from these resources.
We are doing everything possible to ensure that we get enough resources to fund free primary, free day secondary, and free junior education in Kenya. However, we have had challenges with the fiscal space, as I presented, and it was worse during the previous government because, as you're all aware, we have been able to increase the budget that is going to education from about 490 million in 2022 to more than 700 billion in 2025. So we've been really increasing, but the demand continues to be huge. So in as far as what we expect the principals to do, despite these budget constraints, we have been encouraging our principals to stick to the budget.
The High Court has temporarily suspended the decision by the Technical and Vocational Education and Training Authority, TVETA, to revoke the accreditation of the Kenya Institute of Management, KIM, pending further directions. Justice William Musoka has allowed KIM to initiate judicial review proceedings against the decision. Additionally, the judge ordered that the leave granted operates as a stay, halting both the revocation of accreditation and the closure order issued on April 20, 2026. Kim told the court that TVETA's action was unlawful and naturally flawed, arguing that the institution had complied with all requirements. The institution also noted that the announcement declaring certificates issued after 2018 invalid caused anxiety among students and stakeholders. The case will be mentioned on April 29th for further directions. Tonight, a new political outfit linked to the Edwin Sifuna-led Linda Mwananchi faction, the People Renaissance Movement Party, has been officially registered by the Registrar of Political Parties, becoming the 93rd political party in the country. The new party, whose slogan is "The Change We Need, Mabadiliko ni Sasa," describes itself as a youth-driven, people-centered movement, breaking away from familiar political figures in the country's traditional politics while promising to liberate Kenyans. Apollo Kamau gives us this report.
The office of the Registrar of Political Parties was filled with pomp and color as supporters of the latest political outfit in town, linked to Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna-led Linda Mwananchi faction, the People Renaissance Movement Party jubilated the registration of the new party that brings the number of registered political parties in the country to 93.
You are coming into a crowded street. There are already existing shops here. You are now the 93rd shop that is coming on board. And all of them have been receiving customers in different ways. You really have to find a way of making sure your office becomes very special, that everybody wants to buy from your shop and not from the other shops.
Sources within PM Party say Saboti MP Caleb Amisi is behind the new outfit, backed by 27 sitting members of parliament. The leaders, however, cannot declare allegiance to the new outfit while still in ODM, as it would go against the Political Parties Act.
We understand that Kenya is a youthful nation. Why? Because 75% of our population is below 35. That is not to say that we are aligning ourselves with Linda Mwananchi. However, if Linda Mwananchi want to be our friends, who would hate friends of that nature? Would you?
The party, whose symbol is a hummingbird and whose colors are predominantly white and blue, says it's a people's movement driven by the youth and aimed at liberating Kenyans from a poor economy, as well as fixing the education and health sectors. It also seeks to safeguard the constitution and distance itself from traditional politicians.
Don't categorize us with one term or two term. We are here as the third and the only force that will save Kenyans from the problems they are facing currently.
But for the first time, Kenyans have given themselves a party. And that is why in front of you, you are not seeing your usual political faces.
The Renaissance is not just any political party. We are not going to be screaming on rooftops and dancing on buses. What we are going to do is offer deliberate change.
An attempt by promoter Charles Wanyonyi to legally secure the name Linda Mwananchi was rejected by the Registrar of Political Parties, who argued that it closely resembles other slogans such as Linda Kenya and Boresha Kenya, effectively handing the Sifuna team victory. The registration of the new kid on the block, the PM party, is seen as a safe haven and a bargaining chip for the Linda Mwananchi camp ahead of the 2027 general election. Kamau, TV47 in Nairobi.
Thank you, Kamau, for that story. In other news, the United Democratic Alliance, UDA, will tomorrow, April 23, 2026, conduct repeat Phase 2 grassroots elections across 18 counties. According to the party, over 450,000 candidates have registered to contest for 20 different positions at polling centers. These roles include representatives for women, youth, farmers, traders, professionals, religious groups, and special interest categories. The exercise is expected to draw participation from 8 million voters spread across 9,177 polling centers, with voting scheduled to begin at 8 a.m. and close at 5 p.m. UDA reports that it has clearly, successfully conducted grassroots elections in 25 counties, resulting in the election of 235,923 officials. Tomorrow's repeat polls are seen as part of the party's effort to strengthen its grassroots structures ahead of the 2027 general elections.
Director Grace
Over 450,000 candidates have registered to contest for various 20 positions at the polling centers, ranging from representatives of women, youth, special interest groups, farmers, religious representatives, professionals and MSMEs or traders. Approximately 8 million voters are expected to participate in tomorrow's exercise in over 9,117 polling centers.
The opposition has given the acting IEBC CEO, Moses Sunkuli, 10 days to clean up the voter register or face consequences. According to the opposition, voters are being illegally transferred from their polling stations without consent in what they claim is a deliberate scheme to rig the presidential vote in favor of President William Ruto. TV47 Sydney Chazima has the full details.
This Wednesday, the opposition pitched camp in Kitui County, where they intensified attacks against the Kenya Kwanza government. It is here that former Attorney General Justin Muturi demanded immediate action from acting IEBC CEO Moses Sunkuli over what he termed as unauthorized voter transfers across polling stations.
Watu wanachukulia kura Nairobi, wakienda kuangalia wanakuta kura zao ziko Mandera, Garissa ama West Pokot. Hiyo ni njia moja ya kuhakikisha siku ya kupiga kura hawataweza kupiga kura.
DAPK party leader Eugene Wamalwa reinforced concerns over voter registration, going as far as naming a member of parliament he claims is registering foreign nationals.
Waangalie jamaa anaitwa Robert Pokose, mbunge wa Endebess. Tunajua wako wanaandikisha watu Uganda kule Sebei, wanapeana kadi za Kenya kwa watu wasio wa Kenya.
As a result, the opposition is now demanding that the IEBC convenes an urgent stakeholder meeting to resolve these issues.
You cannot keep quiet when people are raising issues. Every day, IEBC just issues a statement. We don't want a statement. We want a meeting, a multi-stakeholder meeting involving all parties, all all stakeholders in electoral matters.
Beyond IEBC issues, DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua joined the offensive, sharply criticizing President William Ruto over his complaints about social media criticism.
Sasa nimemwona Italy analia, oh, msiangalie mambo ya mtandao, watu ya mtandao muendelee, Kasongo is feeling the heat. He is crying in Italy ati wasikize mtandao. Hii mtandao ndio dawa ya Kasongo, muendelee kuinject na kumwanika. Na Kasongo tunakuambia, kabla utoke Italy tafadhali tafuta pope akuombe upuguze uongo.
Unanimously, the opposition now says it will call for countrywide protests until President Ruto addresses the grievances of Kenyans. Meanwhile, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka is demanding the immediate release of those arrested during demonstrations over high fuel prices.
Peaceful demonstration, wameshika vijana 11 kiholela. Nimemweleza Senator Manzo, angekuwa na sisi hapa, Senator Makueni, nimemwambia ende atoe hao watoto kwanza 11.
The opposition's tour of Ukambani region continues into its second day on Thursday. Sydney Chazima, TV47.
Thank you so much for watching TV47 Prime. We are taking a short commercial break. Don't go nowhere.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza hii simu yako. Hamna pesa.
I need 3 G's to make my nails today.
Sasa hivi natuhusu aje?
Can I order now? Do you ship? Can I get blinking ones?
Mimi nilikuwa na trade. Nimewekelea kitele yangu. Kitele yangu na trade. Ikikunywa maji.
Oh my God. You left me.
Nitumie ni line. Uko nje kuna wifi. Why? Hi-fi? Wait, so what do we call this dish again?
I have no idea.
The
cucumbers are there specifically for my beauty routine.
Tangulini kero umeka kwa beauty product.
Na ameenda.
Tunafaa tukuwe na logo yetu. Like, si ni brand already. Me, I won't entertain divas.
No. I'm not dealing with a man child.
Amazing. Nishapenda hii energy.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
My father used to tell me that our hotel is the home for travelers. I guess I forgot that. Recently, it's been more of a mirror of my own ambition. We might fail. We will probably fail, but not for a lack of trying. So for the last time and the first time, welcome to Connect In, the best experience in East and Central Africa and its environs.
Saturday at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m.
Welcome back. You are watching TV47 Prime. My name is Peter Kamau. A major political duel is brewing in the run-up of the Ol-Kalou constituency by-election within the United Opposition's Jubilee Party and Rigathi Gachagua's Democracy for Citizens Party, DCP. At the center of the conflict is which party will shelve its interest to allow the other party to field a candidate once the seat is declared vacant by the Speaker of the National Assembly and the by-election date set by the IEBC.
This one is a very short statement. And this is
the United Opposition is increasingly appearing divided, with the latest point of contention being the upcoming Ol-Kalou by-election in the Mount Kenya region. The Jubilee Party has announced that it will field a candidate in the mini poll, insisting that the seat rightfully belongs to the party after it was previously held by the late David Kiaraho, who was elected on a Jubilee ticket.
Whether there is another candidate from any other party, there'll be a Jubilee candidate.
Like we have done in the spirit of the united opposition, we require the same.
The party is now urging its coalition partners to support a single opposition candidate under the Jubilee banner in a bid to strengthen the coalition's chances in Ol-Kalou.
We don't intend to field a candidate in a Murwa decree. Our sister or coalition partners will.
The only opponent we have is the UDA candidate, and we are going to ensure that we retain our seat.
But cracks within the opposition are already beginning to show. The Democracy for Citizens Party has accused Jubilee of being used as a state-backed vehicle to create division in Ol-Kalou, a move that could ultimately hand the United Democratic Alliance an easy victory. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has already confirmed that UDA will field a candidate in the by-election, declaring the contest a litmus test of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's influence in the Mount Kenya region.
The UDA party will be sponsoring a candidate for the MP for Kalau constituency in Nyandarua County.
Even as Jubilee leaders were making their announcement, other opposition figures were meeting in Kitui, the political backyard of Kalonzo Musyoka, with no visible representation from Jubilee. The absence has fueled speculation of growing tensions within the opposition coalition, raising fresh questions over its cohesion ahead of the 2027 general elections. The Ol-Kalou by-election is now emerging as a crucial test of opposition unity and political strategy ahead of 2027. Jubilee has also reaffirmed its intention to field candidates in all elective seats in the next general election, signaling a possible showdown with its coalition partners as the battle for political dominance intensifies. For TV47, I'm Linda Alela.
After a local daily linked Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen and legislators Elijah Kururia and Oscar Sudi to a land-grabbing saga, the situation surrounding the 300-acre property escalated today. Families who also claim ownership of the land camped at the site, daring anyone else to come forward and assert ownership. Our reporter Muthoni Brenda witnessed the developments and filed this report.
Earlier today at the disputed 300-acre farm valued at about 20 billion Kenya shillings and where Paradise Lost and Runda Estate sit, individuals armed with crude weapons who claim to be descendants of Kasarini Farmers Cooperative members mounted a patrol, saying they were protecting their land and challenging anyone else claiming ownership to come forward. The individuals maintained that the land belonged to their forefathers, who purchased the land from the Dorobo community in 1930 for 2,000 goats and cattle, only to be displaced during the colonial era for coffee research. The clan says it was organized into the Kasarini Farmers Cooperative Society, but in 1974, they claim a fraudulent identity theft allowed tycoons including Bogwa Mwangi, whose family is at the heart of this land dispute, to transfer the land to individuals.
Ni watu 10, matajiri 5 na mabibi zao ambao waliregister kampuni ambayo inafanana na ya wazazi wetu. Wanajulikana vizuri.
The people claiming to be descendants of the Kasarini Farmers Cooperative further poked holes at the report given in the local daily. In it, the granddaughter of Tycoon Bogwa Mwangi, whose family owns the Paradise Lost, alleges that they bought the parcel of land at 4.5 million in 1974. She alleges that the people claiming to be linked to Kasarini Farmers Cooperative members are goons who have overtaken the land.
Paradise Lost iko pande ile ingine, hata iko mbali sana. Hata ukienda utaiona iko huko. Lakini tunaona ndio wanaandika kwamba goons wamevamia shamba yao. Na hata ukiangalia hapa si Paradise Lost. Si ni ukweli.
Sisi wawache kutuita goons. Sisi sio goons, hao ndio goons. Juu hao ndio walitukuta huku.
The dailies, the daughter also alleged that Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, Gatundu North Member of Parliament Elijah Kururia and his Kapsaret counterpart Oscar Sudi were abating the alleged land grabbing. She insisted that she once saw the CS patrolling the land on April 11th.
Wanasema ati tumesimamiwa na wakubwa wa serikali kama Murkomen, Sudi na Kororia hawa hatuwajui, tunaonaanga tu kwa TV.
In a sharp rebuttal, Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen denied any involvement with the disputed land. Murkomen explained that he does not have an iota of personal interest on the property, insisting he is unaware of the land dispute. On his part, Gatondo North Member of Parliament Elijah Kororia chose a different style of response. He sarcastically thanked the local daily for plastering his face on the front page, before ridiculing the report and advising the paper to stay focused because his eyes are set on yet another land-grabbing saga worth trillions of money. His Kapsaret counterpart Oscar Sudi chose to observe silence. Until the relevant authorities conclusively establish who legally owns the land, the Paradise Lost Runda dispute remains a ticking legal and security time bomb over one of the capital's most valuable pieces of real estate. Modhoni Brenda, for TV47.
The government has launched investigations into the killings that followed violent protests in Ishiara, Embu County, where residents had taken to the streets over poor conditions at Ishiara Level 4 Hospital. 2 people identified as Munene Kariuki, 21, and Mugo Njoka, 32, died during the unrest after sustaining fatal injuries. A post-mortem conducted at Embu Hospital revealed the victims died from gunshot wounds after excessive bleeding. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, while addressing the Senate, assured affected families that justice will be served, noting that investigations are ongoing. The Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, has since launched probe to establish the circumstances surrounding the deaths and identify those responsible. Authorities have pledged swift action and accountability.
It's an unfortunate situation. Investigations are ongoing to establish exactly why. If Kenyans were having peaceful protests, how come and how did it end at a police station? And because we were told the protest was about health facilities. So investigation to establish whether the protest was peaceful, whether it targeted police station, and whether the police officers who used their firearm. We will do everything to facilitate processes of accountability within the police service.
In other news, artificial intelligence is fast becoming a go-to source for health advice, especially among young people. But a new global study is raising serious concerns about just how reliable these tools really are. Researchers have found out that while AI chatbots can sound confident and even cite sources, many of their medical answers are either misleading, incomplete, or entirely wrong. Monene John now gives us these details.
Imagine receiving a life-changing diagnosis, then turning to an AI chatbot for answers, only to be met with polished but potentially dangerous advice. A new study published in British medical journal Open has found that nearly half of all health-related responses generated by leading AI chatbots are problematic. Researchers tested 5 popular platforms asking 50 questions across topics like cancer, vaccines, nutrition, and fitness. The results are alarming. About 20% of responses were rated highly problematic, while only a small fraction were fully reliable. Even more concerning, none of the chatbots consistently provided accurate or verifiable references, with some citations leading to non-existent studies.
Kichwa kinuma, sizitumia AI huwa inapotesha watu. So nikiumwa na kichwa naenda hosi ama nibai dawa.
The issue becomes worse with open-ended questions, the kind most people actually ask. Prompts like which supplements are best often triggered confident but misleading answers, blurring the line between fact and fiction.
As for me, I identify wrong diagnosis because generally Google and not once, not twice. Kwenda usi, I'm told the same thing. I'm told I'm given the same drugs. When I try to take a picture, I upload to the AI, it tells me, yes, this is the drug, yes.
AI inapotosha watu. Juu sasa mimi nikiumwa na kichwa, nitanuliwa dawa, alafu ikizidi, ndaenda hospitali.
A separate study found that while chatbots can generate correct medical information, up to 95% of the time, users interpret or apply that information correctly less than 35% of their time.
As ladies, sometimes like miss your monthly payments, and then after like unashtuka and you have not engaged in adult activities, and then you start googling, alafu AI inakupatia all the symptoms, inakuhakikisha like you're right. Then when you go to the hospital, you're there, you're panicking, maybe you think like you're expecting twins.
Artificial intelligence is fast, accessible, and increasingly persuasive. But when it comes to your health, sounding right is not the same as being right. Experts warn that these tools should be the first point and not the final word, because a simple wrong answer in medicine could carry lifelong consequences. Munene John for TV47, Nairobi.
Mount Kigali University and GOtv have inked a landmark partnership set to redefine the landscape of higher education in East Africa. This strategic collaboration focuses on industrial research, joint academic curricula, and robust exchange programs for both faculty and students. The memorandum of understanding, signed during a high-profile ceremony in Kigali, marks a pivotal shift toward applied sciences and regional development. Alongside this partnership, MKU has officially unveiled the Karembu Happy Valley Grounds, a modern facility designed to enhance student welfare through state-of-the-art recreational infrastructure.
And whatever we are doing, because this is not about selling, it's just about compliance with what ought to be done. The lad isn't going nowhere. We have waited for long, and we can still wait for a few more months. So no problem with that. Because I say, in case anybody picked up something negative, then, and you know, the media everywhere in the world like speaking anything negative, that the Vice Chancellor of Jomo Kenyatta signed something without the full approval of the council. All the good work, all the waiting we have done, the chair of the council, becomes now done, and people start now saying money was lost, and we have names, and you see, with life, in goodwill, in integrity, in good name, and it takes something very small, like jumping a step, and then we are all, we find ourselves in the wood. So, what you are asking is not anything that we can't oblige, because mostly we can say it's protocol, everything is done, but let us follow to the letter what ought to be done.
And I ever dreamed to see the technology. I even visited there, sneaked there and see what you are doing. So when I put this kind of communication here, that we want really to strategically move in that direction of applied sciences and technology-driven programs.
We also have College of Pure and Applied Sciences. This is where we have pure sciences, like mathematics, IT, we have physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, we are all in that. Very, very good program.
Now we're on to some business news. Cooperative Bank of Kenya has announced plans to transition into a non-operating holding company structure subject to regulatory and shareholder approval. The move follows a record 40.3 billion shillings profit before tax for the year ended December 2025. The restructuring is expected to enhance governance, scalability, and regional expansion.
Cooperative Bank Group has reported a 15.8% increase in profit before tax to 40.3 billion for the year ended December 2025, up from 34.8 billion shillings in 2024, marking its strongest financial performance to date. Total assets rose by 11.32% to 827.4 billion, reinforcing its position among the region's largest financial institutions. The The group now operates 5 subsidiaries and maintains strategic stakes of 24.8% in CIC Insurance Group and 25% in Co-op Bank Fleet Africa Leasing Limited. The board has approved a transition to a non-operating holding company structure, with a listed entity to be renamed Co-op Bank Group PLC and a new banking subsidiary created. The lender has proposed a total dividend of 2 shillings and 50 cents per share, pending shareholder approval. Hibak Said for TV47.
STRITNET International has concluded its International Council meeting in Nairobi, where delegates from 28 countries agreed on a renewed push for formal recognition of informal workers. Hosted by Kenya National Alliance of Street Vendors and Informal Traders, the meeting endorsed policies to expand social protection, improve access to affordable finance, and strengthen urban planning frameworks. Participants also called for safer working conditions and structured engagement with governments.
Therefore, there's need for all of us, all the players, to work together to see how then can we convert the informal sector to formal sector. It's a tall order. Trade unions have a role to play. And as they play it, it's need for trade unions all over, not only in Kenya, not only in Africa, but world over, to see that we collaborate and work with other players. To this extent, we must work with the employers, we must work with the government of the day, so that at least we can get ways of how we can create more permanent jobs for our people. And for us in the trade union movement, the moment we get more formal workers, then our membership increases.
So it is important for the policy makers and policy implementers to put into consideration the life and future and economic perception of the informal economy workers in Kenya.
NCBA Group has launched its Easy Build solution targeting Kenya's self-build housing segment, where 68% of homes are owner-constructed, according to the Kenya Bankers Association Housing Survey 2025. The offering integrates financing with architectural, engineering, and financial advisory services to address cost overruns, fraud risks, and project delays. It also supports diaspora clients with remote project oversight and aligns with NCBA's Ubuntu strategy ahead of its 2026 customer engagement forums.
Is your unique ideals as a customer, the type of house that you'd envisage as your own living space. And the uniqueness with Easy Build is that beyond just taking the stress away, we actually do supervision for you. So literally the bank is doing everything for you. And we are saying, if you have an 8 to 5 job, you might not have the time to actually go to site to supervise construction. So NCBA is actually doing literally everything for you. So that's the uniqueness of what NCBA Easy Build solution plans.
Airtel Kenya has launched a refer and earn offer on its My Airtel app, allowing customers to earn 20 shillings monthly for 5 months for each successful referral. New users receive 1 GB of free data upon sign-up, while referrers and once invitees spend at least 100 shillings via the app. The initiative aims to boost digital adoption and complements Airtel's Money's Rudishwa cashback program on transactions. It's now time for sports. Preparation for the CAF Africa Cup of Nations 2027 have gained momentum as key stakeholders from East Africa convene in Kampala for a high-level planning workshop aimed at ensuring the tournament's success. The two-day meeting brings together officials from Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania under the Pamoja Local Organizing Committee alongside a delegation from the Confederation of African Football. The workshop focuses on reviewing progress made so far in preparation for the 2027 tournament, which will be jointly hosted by the three East African nations. Delegates are working to identify practical solutions to existing challenges with an emphasis on delivering the competition on schedule and to international standards.
It is very important that we all speak from the same script, that we all pull together to deliver this event. It is not just a continental event anymore, it's a global event. We will be welcoming guests from all over the world. And it is important that they experience, of course, a beautiful competition, but also our hospitality, our culture, our traditions from within the region. So it is, in that regard, it is extremely fundamentally important that we work as a team and that Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania puts forward the best collaboration that has ever been seen. For the first time, three countries are hosting this prestigious competition, which has seen phenomenal growth over the years, and 2027 will be something else. And Kenya, I know Kenya is ready, I know Tanzania is ready, I know Uganda is ready.
Kikao hiki kinaanza kutupa changamoto kuhakikisha kwamba yale ushauri uliotolewa, maelekezo yaliyotolewa tunayafuata kuhakikisha kwamba tunafanya vizuri. Mwezi Agosti kutakuwa na inspection nyingine, angalau tuwe kwenye asilimia zaidi ya 80, lakini pia mwezi wa 12 tunataka Disemba 2026 kila kitu kiwe sawa, ibakie sisi kufanya tournament za majaribio.
Kenya's under-21 deaf national team has intensified preparations in Isinya, Kajiado County as they sharpen their skills ahead of the upcoming World Deaf Basketball Championships set for June 5th to 13th in Poland. Our sports reporter Boniface Kimanzi has more.
Kenya's under-21 deaf basketball team is intensifying preparations ahead of the upcoming deaf basketball championships in Lublin, Poland, and the youthful squad is determined to make a strong mark in the international stage.
The willingness to learn, and they're not afraid to have a coach who's able.
We are really getting a lot from our coaches. Where our aim is to have more skills so that we go and meet other teams. So this training, we are doing it because we are preparing for the international games. For example, previously the coaches taught us the basic. Maybe when you grow, you feel that we are interested in. You have to put your mind and have that professional with the skills together.
The players have appreciated their teachers and parents for their crucial support that has enabled them to sharpen their skills during the training camp in Kajiado.
Training is very good. The basketball team for the under-21, we have very good coaches and the training is very good and we are teaching us very well. All the players are good and we are going to represent Kenya in Poland.
Napenda vile wanafanya, how welcoming they are, and I like that the objective is focused on improving the lives of these young guys through basketball.
At the same time, athletes with hearing impairments from across the country have been encouraged to come forward, showcase their talent and compete for a place in the national team.
This game also brings out life skills such as communication, teamwork, so the kids will be empowered.
Making sure that they are keeping up to the best diet so that they can be able to synchronize themselves. We are also trying to prepare them psychologically on the kind of weather they should be preparing on the time.
With the preparation now nearing completion, all eyes are on Team Kenya as they aim to fly the national flag high in Poland and clinch the championship title in the upcoming basketball tournament.
When I was in class 3, I started learning with other players, those who are around our home. That's when I got the interest because we had a basketball.
For these racing stars, the journey is not about competition, but proving to the entire world that talent knows no limits. Boniface Kimanzi for TV47 from Isinya, Kajiado County.
The 9th leg of the 2026 Golf Series heads to Sigona Golf Club this coming Saturday with a field of over 260 golfers expected to compete in one of the season's most anticipated qualifiers. This year's qualifier at Sigona will crown a new overall winner following the exit of 2025 champion Sandeep Matharu, who has since joined the professional ranks. Golfers will battle for top honors across multiple categories, including overall gross winner, runners-up, and junior winner. The 6 will secure slots for the season-ending grand finale set for Karen Country Club on November 28, 2026. Now, Chelsea have finally run out of patience.
At 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza hii simu yako.
Hamna pesa. I need 3 G's to make my nails today.
Sasa hivi natuhusu aje?
Can I order now? Do you ship? Can I get blinking ones?
Mimi nilikuwa na trade. Nimewekelea kitele yangu. Kitele yangu na trade. Ikikunyuma.
Oh my God. You left me. Nitumie ni line.
Uko nje kuna wifi.
Why? Hi-Fi?
Wait, so what do we call this dish again?
I have no idea.
The
cucumbers are there specifically for my beauty routine.
Tamulini kero umeka kwa beauty product.
Na ameenda.
Tunafaa tukuwe na logo yetu. Like, si ni brand already. Me won't entertain divas.
No. I'm not dealing with that.
Our sports reporter, Tony Nzoki, seems to be having a good ball with that story right there, pun intended. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this bulletin. My name is Peter Kamau. Our sign language interpreter has been Catherine Simalo. Enjoy yourself and have a lovely night.